Hi there, I'm Kelly Damphus, and welcome to the first Friday video for November 2021. The global coronavirus pandemic has put healthcare workers on the front pages for almost 2 years, but at Arkansas State University, healthcare education has always been on the front line. I'm joined this month by our new Dean of the College of Nursing and Health Professions, Dr. Scott Gordon, to talk about the vital role that the college plays for our region and for the state. First of all, welcome to Jonesboro, Scott.
Thank you so much, Chancellor Damphus.
Good to have you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started about talking about your college?
Sure. After I received my undergraduate in biology, I went on to do graduate training and postdoctoral training in skeletal muscle and hormonal adaptations to exercise and physical activity and how they affect health. And I'll also add that I spent some time in the Army in an exercise physiology laboratory as well as a medic, which trained me not only as a first responder, but for bedside care, which is a perfect fit for what we do in this college. Sure. And then after that, for 3 previous academic institutions as a faculty member and as administrator, worked closely with health programs and research, as well as outreach programs in health to underserved populations, which again is a strength of this college. So it feels good to be here and in my element.
Well, that's really exciting to hear that. I love to hear your story. I love to hear the story of everyone who comes to Arkansas State, like how they got here, and certainly looking forward to your leadership here at one of the largest colleges at Arkansas State. Can you talk about the pandemic's impact on our faculty and students from your perspective, having been here for a while now and seen what has happened here?
Well, for sure, there was a hard pivot that all faculty and staff and students had to make during the pandemic, especially because our programs tend to be very heavily hands-on. So faculty had to quickly adapt to come up with alternative teaching methods that were approved by their accrediting bodies, such as simulation experiences, until the risks were lower and the students could get back into their clinical rotations, because that's very important to their education as well. Even though I was not here at the time, I'm most proud of our faculty and our staff and our students and how they adapted to the public health aspects of the pandemic and contributed to things such as COVID testing, contact tracing, clinical care, and vaccination efforts here on campus, as well as with our clinical providers and partners such as St. Bernard's, as well as NEA Baptist.
It was really interesting to see how dynamically involved our faculty, staff, and our students, and some of our retired faculty and staff as well who came back during that pandemic. Can you talk about the direct impact that your college has had on our region that way?
Well, that's right. Whether it's nurses, medical laboratory technologists, diagnostic imaging, or EMTs, we are the major provider of this region of the state and the Delta region for nursing and allied health professions. In fact, we graduate approximately 200 new nurses into the workforce each year, and we also graduate another couple hundred nurses in advanced degrees. They're already working in their profession and get advanced degrees in nursing. So we're very important for the Delta region as far as providing that care, because there's a shortage in virtually all areas of healthcare in the workforce.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think some people associate your college with the nursing program, but it's more than just nursing, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. We've long been a leader in other areas such as physical therapy. We've recently added occupational therapy, different levels of programs, and as I mentioned, our EMT program is in high demand. We're also seeing an increasing demand for our athletic training program, and of course, individuals trained in our disaster preparedness and emergency management program have been at the heart of the COVID response efforts here in the region, and we're very proud of that. And I will add that one area that often gets overlooked during the pandemic, and we have a program for this as well, as social workers. The mental and behavioral health aspects of the pandemic, we're just beginning to learn how bad it is and the repercussions of this. And social workers get out there into the community and can visit people and meet people where they are to determine the effects and help them with counseling and other services.
There's a lot of stress associated with COVID-19, not just the physical effect, but also the mental and social effect as well, the isolation and so on.
Absolutely.
So your social workers play a huge role of that as
Absolutely.
well. You know, just that's really impressive to see how actively your faculty and staff and students are in the community, but also in the classroom here as well. And we were just celebrating one of your faculty members in this very space just a couple of weeks ago, who was one of our retired faculty members, that the students have actually created a scholarship in his name to honor what he did here, but also to help future students really coming through our program.
Yes, that was absolutely incredible. Dr. Rick Neely obviously had a great impact on students and this college as well as other colleges here at A-State, and to have students create a scholarship in his honor speaks extremely highly of the impact he had.
Well, I love seeing how the students came together to raise that money. Oftentimes people will start a scholarship program and it never gets fully funded and you can't really award the scholarships. They actually raised sufficient funds right at the very beginning so we can actually start awarding scholarships, and we actually did that at that event where the first student got the first scholarship.
Very
It was
impressive
fantastic.
effort.
Now, at that event, you were telling about the Speech and Hearing Center, which is, I think, something that not very many people know about, and I'd love for you to share with us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, this is a very comprehensive facility whose faculty and student clinicians provide evaluations and treatment to patients ranging in age from infants to the elderly, and they specialize in a wide variety of disorders from autism, stuttering, feeding, swallowing, articulation, hearing, voice, dyslexia, and alternative communication disorders for those who are nonverbal. From audiology evaluation to working with individuals in their treatment plans, the A-State Speech and Hearing Center allows our students to gain the skills they need and also uplifts those in the community who need these important services.
Well, thanks so much, Scott. Welcome to Jonesboro. It's great to have you here. I enjoyed hearing more about your college. You've got big shoes to fill with Susan Hanrahan having recently retired, but you've hit the road running already, and you've got a great college to work with, a lot of great colleagues, a lot of wonderful students here as well, and a lot of goodwill, so good luck.
I agree, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
So good to have you here. Now, if you're interested in becoming a member of the health professions, check out the college website at the address on your screen. And if you want to reach out for assistance at the A-State Speech and Hearing Center, they are at astate.edu/shc. November is both a month for celebration and remembrance. The A-State Homecoming is the first Saturday in November this year, and our students are excited about the return of many of our traditions. And we welcome back not only the class of 1971 for its golden anniversary reunion, but also the class of 1970 who missed their opportunity during the pandemic last fall. Veterans Day takes on a special meaning in 2021 as we will officially dedicate the Lieutenant Colonel Frederick C. Turner, Jr. Military Science Building today. I cannot wait to welcome back Lieutenant Colonel Turner and his family as we unveil the new signage. We will also honor the latest inductees into the A-State Hall of Heroes. This year marks the 85th anniversary of the A-State ROTC Battalion. We are intensely proud of our university's role in educating our Army, National Guard, and Arkansas National Guard officers through our program. Speaking of anniversaries, this fall marks the centennial of our student paper, The Herald, and the School of Media and Journalism celebrated with the creation of a special scholarship honoring one of its longtime professors, Joel Gamble. And we also celebrated the 10th edition of a music festival to support the Johnny Cash Boyhood Home project with a virtual concert in October. Roseanne Cash performed via video from the restored living room of her father's childhood home in Dice. She was joined by 17 other stars with their versions of songs made famous by Johnny Cash. During a special VIP screening, I was able to announce that Roseanne will receive an honorary doctorate from Arkansas State for her contributions not only to our project, but to music, letters, and historic preservation. We will officially confer her honorary doctorate at our spring 2022 commencement ceremony in May. The fall semester continues on campus and in person, and I want to close again by thanking everyone who has worked so hard to limit the spread of COVID on our campus. Students, faculty, and staff have made this happen together. It's no small effort, and it's worth remembering that whether it's battling a pandemic virus or creating consensus for campus projects, the more we work together, the more we can achieve. Well, that's it for this month's edition of the First Friday video. Remember, you can always reach out to me by email at chancellor@astate.edu and follow me on social media at KDAM. All right, everyone, wolves up.